All right, and then when we actually get to solving these, probably the most important thing we're going to have to do is find expected frequencies. Just kind of a little preview as to what these things do. They're basically just comparing if the thing was completely random to the fact that it would be the results that you get. So it's a probability thing, and it's comparing much like a correlation coefficient does. There's a lot of things behind it that you're not going to completely work with unless you take a statistics class and do some more of this particular type of statistics when you take that class, which is not a common physics thing. So we're going to take the row total times the column total and we'll divide it by the n, where n is the total number of things in there. So we have to be able to do this. Let me give you a really quick example here. So if I had, I'm not even going to put any names in these things. So this would be, those things would be the descriptions of what's going on. And then you would have numbers in here. Let's say this was 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, and 15. So this would be the total right here. I'm going to add it up, and this would be the total. So I'm going to add these up. So it would be 30, 45, 35 is the total for each of these going down. Then I'm going to find the total for each of these going across. So 10 and 15 and 20 is 45. And then 20 and 30 and 15 is 65. And then the grand total right here is going to be either the total across the bottom or the total down the side, which is going to be 110 either way. All right. So to find an expected frequency, which would be a completely separate column, but if I wanted to find the expected frequency for that first block right there, the expected frequency, I would take the row total, which is 45. I would multiply it by the column total, which is 30. All right, basically, it's what meets at this. So the 45 and the 30 meet at that. And then I would divide it by the grand total, which is 110. That would give me the expected frequency for that particular block right there. And what that's figuring out is if this was completely random, just using the probabilities that are there, how many would I expect to be there? And it's 12.272, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be 12.3. So 12.3 would be the expected frequency for that block. All right, and again, this isn't going to make perfect sense yet because I'm just trying to give you a really simple example. We're going to go down and do a whole bunch of these in the examples. If you really want to practice this because you cannot get the chi-squareds correct unless you're able to do these things right here. What the chi-square is ultimately going to do is compare each of the blocks of what you got in your survey to what you would expect if it was a completely random selection from the survey results.